Right, Vincent Delaney Memorial, it is finals day, and I'm catching up with George Newton, who I can say I don't know a lot about. Firstly, thank you very much for joining me.
No problem.
Always get ratings up, get a grey horse. That's the one thing you can always do. Everyone loves a grey, don't they?
Well, I certainly love a grey, especially when they're going like this one, you know.
She goes pretty good?
She goes fast off the gate, but she's very immature. And she's like very insecure.
Yep.
And she needs a lot of work. She'll be a better horse next year.
We're about to get photo bombed. It's the second time it's happened to me today, but we don't worry about that. We don't worry about that. What's she by?
It's Greentree Mystique. Nearly forgot there.
Yeah.
Greentree Mystique.
Does he always throw greys?
Smack Talk seems to throw them, the stallion,
So that's where it comes from. What chances? It's quite interesting, actually. There's a little side note to it, because you're actually in my race, which we didn't realise, and I didn't realise either until yesterday, that I'm actually sponsoring a race alongside my great friends Woodlands, and she's in that race. Can she win?
No chance. And the reason I'm saying that is she's about 16 eats behind because she had the virus, right? So she's about 16 eats behind my training schedule. And I think if I got the training into her, she'd be closer to the 2-minute mark, And there's horses in there that's just really 158, 157.
Yep.
They're really good horses, you know. She's up against it, but I've paid for it, so I'm in it.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's half the fun. And it's a brilliant race meeting. It's got a great atmosphere, hasn't it?
Absolutely. You know, it's a great track. You know, but I still think it's a bit heavy for the standardbreds, you know.
Yeah, but work with things and, and learn. Maybe people will learn a bit differently next year as well. So there's always pluses and minuses. Bit about yourself. How many horses you train?
I just train 2 myself. I used to train 4. It's one of these things, it's like a drug. It's like a drug, it gets a hold of you, that's for sure. I first got into it when I worked for a guy called Terry Butters, who ended up going to America, Canada, and being very successful as a trainer. But I went. He asked me if I wanted to see him race. He'd bought a trotter. This was way back in the 70s.
Yep.
And I'm quite old, you see. And anyway, I went to see him, and I said, "That's for me." And that was it. Yep. I've been hooked ever since. You know.
Best horse you've had?
I've had a lot of good horses. I've had Clemtex, Brywin Soriza, Clemtress. You know, so she's coming into that category.
Oh, you like her that much?
I like her that much. Oh. Yeah, but it'll be next year before you see her.
Whereabouts are you based?
Carlisle.
How far is that from here?
6 miles off Scotland.
So 4 hours?
Border, 3.5 hours.
Yeah. Okay, I'm getting better. You know the job. Well, no, I'm bullshitting my way through it. I'm doing okay.
You're doing all right. You're doing very well.
You love the sport. Like, have you driven in the sport? Do you drive now?
I drive, yes. I drive myself. Yeah, I've driven all the time. But I mean, I just have a B license because when you're just training so many horses, you don't get as many races and you don't get as many drives. You know. So the class is A, B, C, and I'm in the middle B.
Yeah.
You know?
It means you can drive on these big stages. So you
can drive your own horse with a bit of luck.
and a bit of fun.
And a bit of fun, yeah.
George, thank you. Good luck.
No problem.
Hopefully, because I'll tell you, the rug will match it too, because it's a lovely white rug, so it'll actually match, and it'll have the CC all over it. So well done. But thanks for joining me, mate. I actually just picketed you, and you said, "Yep, no worries, you'll have an interview." But good luck later today.
Well, thanks very much. Thanks.
Thank you.
Cheers.